Be strong, soldier. Be strong. La 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 la. Okay, we're gonna call that a sound check. Oh, hey everybody! Hi, everybody! How y'all doing tonight? How you? Oh, where's my hat? Oh, there it is. Gotta make sure I look pretty. Gotta make sure I look pretty. So we're gonna go officially live a little less than 4 minutos. We're gonna actually flip through the brand new, and it's so sexy. I gasped audibly when I opened the box. I wish I had actually done it as an unboxing, but you know, shoulda, woulda, coulda. I wish I'd have done like an unboxing video and opened it up and checked it out. But I just couldn't, right? So I had to open it. And the gasp was audible. I'm telling you right now. It was really, really cool. Just absolutely impressed with this book. Now, this is the same printer. Gosh, I'm going to repeat all this. Let's find something else to talk about. What shows have you guys been watching on the TV, on the televisual unit, and in the living rooms across the world? What are you guys watching these days? What are you streaming? I think that's a thing. So, we're going to go officially live a little less than 3 minutos. Hola to David from Kyushu. So, did you finish watching the January Basho? Ao is just like, he is definitely a force. He's now, there have been Europeans before that have, made a splash in sumo. None of them was able to really cross over that Ozeki threshold and reach Yokozuna, though. So will Ao be the one? I don't know. I mean, he's like right there, but gosh, he's a young fella. I think, what is he, like 26? I don't remember how old he is, but he's got a fairly good career ahead of him as long as he can stay healthy. Be interesting. Is a young fella from the Ukraine won the Grand Sumo tournament for January. So now we have to see, we're going to be out of tournament. Yes, Sean Hudson. Yes, you are scheduled for Sunday. You are scheduled for Sunday. Howdy to Bri G. Howdy to Jim Stute. And William Schutmatson, and Randy Wendell, and howdy to D.W. Lowe. We're going to do the drawing, or actually we're just going to roll a dice for the cursed object. We have a cursed object that we want to get out of this building and send it far, far away. So we're going to give away the cursed object to those of you that through a cursed comment on our game from Sunday. So there were a handful of folks that are willing to step up and accept a cursed item into their homes. So, you take your risks. If you're living fast and loose like Sean Hudson does, fast and loose is how the man lives his life. Fast and loose. Dennis Cross up in Kansas. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here. We're going to be talking about we're going to be doing a flip through of the new rule book. We're going to be looking at the pages. I'm not saying it's sexy, but it's sexy. It may be my favorite book yet. 25 pages of absolute joy. I love this one. 24 pages, 24 interior pages. My wife doesn't watch sumo, so I'm not sure when it's on. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Cursed War Disc of Doom. It's 8 o'clock. That means I'm supposed to say something along the lines of, hey, everybody, this is Dave here at Pulp Alley. This is live. And I am Bessy-less. Bessy-less, we had Screaming Savages from next door. So Bessy went next door to put that fear of mom into him. I don't know, something like that. So we're going to do, the first thing we're going to do is do our rolling for the giveaway. So Mr. Sean Hudson and Alibaba and William Schmidt Motson and Bob. Bob, are you on here? Bob. Bob. And Jim. Not sure which Jim that is. And a Steve. I don't remember. Anywho, I'm going to roll this dice, and the number that it rolls will be the name. Sean, you're number one. Let's see if we get number one on here. Oh, I don't have a rolling thing, because I usually roll on that. Sean is 1. Alibaba is 2. William Schmidt-Motson, you are 3. Bob, you are 4. Jim, I don't remember if that's Jim Stute or somebody else, is 5. And Steve is 6. See if I got a camera. Boop. Is this showing up? And boop, and 6, and that is Steve S. I wonder if that's Steve Stratton from San Francisco. I don't know. Long-time Pulp Alley lurker player from long ago, from the old when we used to post a lot over on the Lead Adventures. I don't know. It's hard for me to do like multiple sites. I used to post a lot over on the miniatures page as well. Check. Okay. But it's hard for me to it's almost hard for me to just keep up with the Pulp Alley Facebook page, and I feel obliged to do that. So I don't get over to the Lead Adventures. I've tried to start doing it more. I even thought about trying to go over to the miniatures page more often, but it's like, I don't know. I either have to design stuff or I have to do those things, and it becomes really difficult to do both. Right now, I'm working very hard on the store, on the brand new storefront, because there's still a lot that I feel isn't ready to launch there. So, I don't know. So the sequence of events right now is that I get the store launched, shut down. Actually, the first thing is to shut down the old store. Then we'll launch the new store. Then probably a week or so after that, we'll try to launch the Kickstarter if everything's ready. The Kickstarter will run for about 30 days. During that time, we'll continue to work on some things. It's important to me that we really have the bulk of things. Like, I really hate Kickstarters that you feel like they don't really have their act together. You don't really know if they're serious about making stuff. We're serious about making this book. We're serious about making the cards because we already have, right? So at this point, it's really just more about taking pre-orders and that sort of thing. There are a few things that we will continue to work on behind the scenes just to get ready. I want to do some more spellcaster packs. I think it would be nice to have some spellcasters ready to go. Not just our experienced spellcasters. So we'll do our experienced spellcasters pack, and then I think we're going to do a couple other packs of just, I'm not going to call them generic spellcasters, but spellcasters based on some really cool figures out of Bob Murch's Pulp Figures line. So we'll, show the Pulp Figures some love by making a couple packs of spellcaster cards. And I think it will be cards for characters that we have not done previously. So it's not like we're going to double up and do new characters or new cards for characters we've already done. I'm fairly sure we have not released character cards for the characters that I went through and picked out. So that'll be fun as well. I'd like to do another pack of magic items. I think I have a lot of fun designing the magic items, and those are a ball. I think there's some sort of fun there also for players. I think you guys are gonna have fun with that. Hey Neil Morgan, hey Vern Jeske, thank you guys so much for joining today. Let's see, who did I say? Steve. Steve won the cursed item this evening. Okay. Hey, remember, if you win something from us, you got to claim it. And to claim it, that means to send us an email or a Facebook message that includes your physical mailing address so that we can actually send the item to you. Freelance spellcasters. Yep. 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 Are you creating new spellcasters? Yes. They will be they will not be experienced spellcasters. They will be new spellcasters based on figures out of Bob Murch's line. A certain Kickstarter still owes me $700 worth of minis. Oh my gosh. See, I hate that. Like that's just really dirty, and it's why I'm really, really leery of supporting. I'm on the line for a couple Kickstarters that have never come to fruition, and maybe they will and maybe they won't. I don't know, but it's pretty dirty. Anywho, so the plan is, and we've had a couple folks ask about this. The plan is that Chris Abbey and Sally Forth of the UK will be producing stuff in the UK, and he will basically ship. So the idea is that the Kickstarter will be available for everybody, and this is if all the details are worked out and we get it all sorted. But that's how I would like to do it, to make the Kickstarter open to everybody. I don't want to do like a USA only customers. I want to do it open to everybody, and then basically Chris will handle everything except for the US, and I'll just handle the US. And then let it all kind of fall where it may. Let's look at the book. Enough of this jibber jabber nonsense. Let's look at this dang book. I absolutely love this thing. Check this out. So this, we are going to, of course, it will be available via PDF. Of course, it will also be, we will have a basic black and white version. So this is the super sexy magical version.
Oh,
this
just
is
in time.
This is the super sexy magical version of the book. Now we will have, so the stock is, the cover's only cardstock. It's not like it's a hardback book or anything. It's only 24 interior pages. So it is has this beautiful, disgustingly decadent cover. I'll tell you what, I want to let everybody know that they shouldn't buy this. This is not something anybody should spend money on.
Unless you want to just sit and go, ooh.
Ooh.
Ooh. If you actually want to look what's inside.
This was costly for us to make. And we're passing the savings on to you. So it's going to, to me, it's a lot of money for a 24-page book, but it's going to cost somewhere in the neighborhood of about $28 for this book. And that's pricey, and you don't need to do that. And we're only going to print enough for the people that actually want them. So I don't want you to feel like you have to buy the super sexy version. There's going to be the black and white version. Oh, ooh. I'm hypnotized. I feel like I'm being hypnotized. And it's color on the inside. Now, it doesn't have tons of color. It doesn't have tons of color.
No, it pops. It is blinding color.
It does pop. It's not like it's just disgustingly. So just a quick thing about the design of the book. One of the things that we wanted to make sure is that we really took a lot of thought into the placement of things. So the big stuff is right here at the front. So here are the abilities that you're going to look up over and over again. So this might not be the most important thing when you buy the book. the abilities, because those might not mean a lot to you until you get further into the book. But this is going to be the pages that you're going to look up when you're playing, when you're creating new characters. So I wanted those pages right at the front. And then the next 2 pages are about the rules, the basic rules for casting spells. So this spell covers all of the basic rules for casting ephemeral spells and enchantments. This page is about spell casting, and it really covers the basics of all spells. Except this page has additional rules for enchantments. So enchantments
and you get a little bit
get
of a va-va-voom
extra page. Enchantments get an extra page. It doesn't repeat what you already read. This is additional rules special to enchantments. So it's not like this is ephemerals and this is enchantments. This is all spell casting over here. So when we get into summoning spells, when we get into ritual spells, this is still the basis of spell casting. If there's a specialty spell like enchantments or rituals or summoning, then they will have some additional rules to go along with it. And then we get into what does it mean when we talk about targeting and range? What does the miscast and the vortex do? Look at that big red scary skull. Look at that. Ooh, so sexy. Then we're going to get into spellcasters and how many spells do you think you're going to get? We're going to talk about spell books. We're going to talk about advanced abilities you can buy with your experience points. We're going to talk about selecting your spells. And this has some rules on it, but then it also has some tips and suggestions. Then we get into the branches of spell where we talk about the idea behind the 3 branches, the red magic, the blue magic, and the green magic. And it really is just to think of it by the skills. It really is just based on the skills. So if it's red, it's might. If it's green, it's cunning. And if it's blue, it's finesse. It's not complicated.
No, can you
But
say that again?
we just felt like it would add a little bit of zhuzh, a little bit of flavor to say something other than might spells or cunning spells or finesse
that, kids,
spells.
is called flavor.
That's flavor. It's flavor. It doesn't mean a ding dong dang thing. Corn does not care whence the money flows. Skulls for the crown. Okay. Then, when you get to the centerfold, and this is designed specifically to be the centerfold, this is where you can open the book up, and this is staple stitch. We went all out on this, folks. We went with the metal staples. Look at that. That's metal right there. Those are metal staples in there.
Metal. You cut your finger on those.
So you can yeah, that can cause some damage. So you can flop this open to that page and gaze upon it with unearthly delights. So there's the red spells, there's the blue spells, and there's the green spells. Ooh. And those are printed in there sideways because Dave's like that, and he just goes crazy sometimes. I couldn't get them to fit on the pages like this.
I cannot tell you how many days.
It was very frustrating.
And I believe I was like, no. I was
on the verge of going to the top of the house and just jumping off.
Luckily, I pulled him back and said, no, it's perfect.
So we continue. Then we're going to talk about some sample spellcasters. So here we are talking about a couple samples. What's that on there? Oh, it's the. Oh, I can see the edge.
It wasn't funny, but it was funny because you tried to move it and it
bothers me. So we have a couple sample spellcasters. You know how to put spellcasters together. We have an example of play over here for folks that get something out of that. I think it's good to have it kind of spelled out in terms there. So there it gives you some examples of the play.
I do like the color.
Yeah, I know it. Isn't it sexy?
It's making me spoiled, and now I'm like...
I know. It's like, why the heck did we do color before?
I'm not doing
because it's ridiculously expensive. It is ridiculously
expensive. How am I supposed to know if it's green, blue, or red if it's not color? Like, how am I supposed to know that?
Pulp Alley books are designed to be played. We don't want you, just gazing at the books. We want you playing. So we put
That's not true. Look. Ooh.
I'm hypnotized.
Right,
so towards the back here, very close to the back. So when you want to look up your Associates Arcanum, those are your little 1-point associates. Whew, I tell you what, these guys are really, really handy. And if you have a tip point to feed them to guarantee that roll, this is lovely. This is lovely. And this over here are your magic items. So I think we have 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 in the book, but gosh, I'd love to have more. So anyway, arcane assets. You can think of them as magic items. A few of them are only for casters, but some of these can be used by any sort of character. So you don't have to be a spellcaster simply to get the Dryad Sprig. And be careful, because that's the one Bessy always goes for. Then we have a page here that talks about how to use non-player casters. See what I did there? NPCs.
No, I see. Yeah.
Non-player casters.
Non-player casters.
So if you have a non-player caster, it kind of gives you some basic guidelines for using them in your games. Gives some optional settings. So if you want a realm, if you want in your games, if you want casters to be rare, if you want dueling wizards, you want an eldritch world, if you want an enchanted realm or a weird world or magic is chaos or realm of magic, no starting spells, then you can kind of tailor your setting to, a setting that you like.
Yeah.
And then we have some clarifying remarks. A lot of these are based on the magic rules, but some of these are also based on just Pulp Alley in general. So talking about just a few clarifying remarks about, how the rules are intended, gang recovery, and so on. And then anatomy of a spell card. So it gives you that information back there. Talks about a spell card and the things that
so nice.
You find on a spell card.
Every time I look at this, I get too distracted by the cover to actually look inside it.
So there it is. There it is. That's the 24-page booklet. It will be new squalor.
Clyde Dashing.
If that is your real name. So super excited about this. There will be several other items that we're working on to release along with it. Right now, if everything goes as planned, we could be launching the Kickstarter.
We're about to be inundated.
By...
Hello!
Are they...
I'm hungry.
Oh, you're hungry?
And it's my turn to grab the tablet. That's a good.
Come here.
Because I don't want to play anymore.
Okay, all right. Go sit by Daddy. All right.
Wave. Wave at everybody.
Hello. Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, Elsa. Hello, Elsa and Anna. And Dad and King.
There's going to be a bunch of extra stuff that I haven't even talked about yet that we're releasing along with it. So there will be fun times ahead. If everything goes as planned, I hate to say mid-February, probably late February to launch the Kickstarter. We'll probably do a 30-day Kickstarter. That means the Kickstarter won't end till, March. End of March, somewhere in there. Then there's always a delay after Kickstarter ends where we have to, close everything out.
Mm-hmm.
So that's usually about a 2-week process.
Okay, I'll be right there.
Some of the printing will take place before the Kickstarter ends. Some of it will not take place until afterwards. So then there's about a 3 to 4 week delay for printing after the Kickstarter ends. So about a month or so after it ends, we'll actually be able to start shipping. So probably May, would be the safe estimate for shipping. The PDFs will go fairly quickly though. So the digital versions, we'll try to send those as soon as we have confirmation of payment and can kind of close everything out. And then we can make those PDFs available ASAP. And then the physical products, you know, as we get them all shipped and we get them out the door as quickly as possible. It's a process. Um, you know, Kickstarter is a double-edged sword. You know, it is what it is. So I hope you guys will support us when we launch. It's going to be a lot of fun. So I guess that's it. Apparently I've been deserted. And then there was one. Dave, play us out of here. Bye, everybody. Join us on Sunday for our live game. Hey, did you guys notice that I've tried really hard to shut off the advertisements? So I've tried to close all of that off of these videos and our Sunday videos as well. I've tried to shut as much of it off as I can. It doesn't mean that we won't occasionally get an advertisement. The problem with doing that is that the algorithm penalizes us for doing that. So in other words, YouTube looks at our videos and says, you're not doing anything for us. We're not going to send you any new people. And so for our longtime folks, you know, that's awesome. You know, it doesn't seem to have worked. Yeah, Vern Jeske, DW Low. I think, you know, it's nice not having them. And I haven't seen one pop up at all. Technically, they are still allowed to run ads during our lives, but as a matter of fact, I even got an email from YouTube today that they said, we noticed that you shut off your whatever they call it, thing that allows ads to be played, and they, you know, let us know that this will affect your viewers and your channel growth. It's like, oh, thanks for the threat. Thanks for the threat. We appreciate it. Anyway, it is what it is. Love you guys. Join us on Sunday. Share and like and subscribe. We appreciate you guys. We'll talk to you soon. Bye, everybody. Doodle-a-doot-doot-doot-doot.